Hey everybody, it's Howie Gearhauser here with Quantum Possibility. In today's video, I wanted to talk about willpower and what happens when we run out of willpower. So for me, I've always relied heavily on willpower to kind of get me to make changes in my life. But what I tend to find myself doing is I'll stay strong, maybe in a fitness regimen or a diet or a meditation regimen, and I stick with it for a while, but then my willpower runs out. So, what happens when that willpower runs out? What I've come to realize is that my nervous system kind of reverts back to my old programming. So, I start to make choices that are almost like the neurocircuitry within my body that's been hardwired. The willpower will take me away from that hardwiring for a bit, but then when that willpower runs out, just like the gas runs out of a car's engine, we revert back to that hard wiring, the way we've been doing things for years. And that's why they talk about habits taking a while to form and a while to break. It's because we have to create new rewiring. Now, I know a lot of the videos I've been talking about recently talk about embodiment. And this is another reason why embodiment is so important, because embodiment doesn't rely on willpower. What we're really doing is we're updating our hardware. We're updating the neurocircuitry within our body so that when our willpower inevitably runs out, we now revert back to an upgraded choice. So just to give an example, maybe diet's an easy one to understand. Maybe you stick with a diet for like 30 days and you're doing really well. And you had that commitment that I'm going to do this for 30 days. The 30 days is up, and then you revert back to doing things the way you did for maybe years prior to your 30-day diet. So in that example, we're kind of setting ourselves up for a limited, finite supply of willpower. I can muster up the willpower and the energy to do this for 30 days. And this is really a mental thing as opposed to a hardwiring physical embodiment thing. That's why we run out of this mental energy. We get this mental fatigue, and then we revert back. So in those cases, we have a goal, we hit it, but then boom, willpower is pretty much gone because that's what we agreed to do it for the 30 days, and we revert back to our old tendencies. So if we want things to be long lasting, and again, this is something that I have done so much, like the yo-yo dieting, the sticking with the fitness regimen for a little bit and then coming off, is I wasn't doing the work to actually rewire my system to make the right choices moving forward. And sometimes you'll end up following a diet just because you heard that was the right diet. And this isn't even something that's really aligned with what you want or what's good for your body, because we are all individuals on our own journey. We need different things. So really working on that hardwiring first is so important, because we can't rely strictly on willpower. If we keep willing ourselves to do everything from a mental standpoint, like we're mentally tough, we're going to run ourselves into the ground. It's like flooring the accelerator in the car when the engine's all damaged. We keep doing that, we're going to burn out. And we talk a lot about the mitochondria, which are our cellular engines. When we're rewiring, what we're also doing is cleaning up those mitochondria, getting them spinning really, really fast so that they can create new energy. Old emotions and old patterns can essentially break off. They don't have a stranglehold on us anymore. They can break off and we can upgrade our system. But we need to focus on the rewiring, which happens through an embodiment practice. Then all of the mental stuff, the willpower, the positivity, the mindset things that you're doing are just going to catapult you into an entirely different stratosphere. So when we rewire and our default is a good choice that's in the best interest, that's headed towards the best version of ourselves, and that's what we're defaulting to when our mind just says enough's enough and willpower has hit empty, now we're really flying, because that default setting is so upgraded. We don't fall back into those old patterns, or certainly not as easily, because we've just upgraded the system. It's just like your computer. If you upgrade your software, sure, sometimes you'll have a little glitch here and there, and there will be an update, but you don't revert back to old software very often, okay? same thing's happening within our body. So for those of you that rely heavily on willpower and maybe even think like, wow, I have so much willpower, because that's been me. I've been mentally tough. Sometimes being mentally tough keeps us in this willpower hamster wheel where we have willpower full one day and then it runs out and we give up, but then it gets full again and we just keep playing that game with ourselves. So don't rely on willpower. Do the work to free up the nervous system, to develop new circuits within your body that are going to be your, kind of foundational choices. Upgrade there, then willpower will just make everything better for you, but your default setting will still keep you on course. So if you're looking for an embodiment practice, I highly recommend checking out Quantum Flow. I recommended that in a previous video, but Quantum Flow for me, I've only been doing it for a week, but compared to yoga and standard breath work and even things like ayahuasca or plant medicine, it's really a great embodiment practice that you can do every single day to get yourself into a state of flow. And I think that's incredibly important if we want to change who we are at the cellular level and not just at a mindset level where, we're putting out positive thoughts, but we're not seeing those results manifest in our lives. It's because we haven't done the necessary embodiment work to upgrade our mitochondria, upgrade our cells, upgrade our nervous system, and really free this channel of passion and energy that will allow us to create. That's the key here, guys. So I'm hoping this is making sense. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.